Stretching from the Vale of York and the Vale of Mowbray across to the Yorkshire coast, a sense of space and solitude marks the North York moors. Ridge upon ridge of purple heather moorland extend into the distance. The deep secret valleys which cut the plateau come almost as a surprise, and the warmth of their red-roofed villages contrasts with the upland solitude. I'm starting my tour of the North York moors in the village of Goathland. The name Goathland is probably a corruption of good land. Alternatively, it may come from Goder's land, Goder being an Old English personal name. There are many hotels and guest houses in Goathland, the largest being the Mallyan Spout Hotel, which is named after a nearby waterfall. Much of the surrounding land is owned by the Duchy of Lancaster. The Duchy's tenants have a common right, extending for hundreds of years, to graze their black-faced sheep on the village green and surrounding moorland. Goathland was the setting of the fictional village of Aidensfield in Heartbeat, the television series set in the 1960s, and many landmarks from the series can easily be recognised. And the Goathland Hotel was better known in Heartbeat as the Aidensfield Arms. Now, behind me is Aidensfield Garage and Scripps Funeral Services. I wonder what that could have been used for in the TV series. Well, it seems very appropriate that I should begin my tour of the North York moors here in Heartbeat country. My walk from Goathland started just off Beck Road as I followed a track which was part of the Whitby to Pickering Railway, built by George Stephenson and opened in 1836. This mile-long section to Beck descends a 1 in 15 incline. The climb between Beck and Goathland was a major obstacle for the railway engineers because the slope was too steep. Therefore, in 1865, an alternative route, the one still used by the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, was created by blasting a cutting through the rocks to the north. At the bottom of the incline, I turned off along a path running parallel with West Beck. The weather was becoming warmer, so I was able to take off a few layers before continuing along the path, which, for the next mile or so, led me along a gorge beside West Beck. I had to be quite careful, as the rocky path was quite slippery, particularly after recent rain. However, this was an exceptionally beautiful place, the highlights being the impressive 70-foot high waterfall of Mallyan Spout, which I came to a little higher up the ravine. Climbing beyond Mallyan Spout, the path briefly crossed to the opposite bank, before returning to continue upstream. The path was extremely difficult at this stage, rocky and then very muddy. This is a very pretty little valley, but I have to admit, the path is very difficult. Because we've had rain recently, it's made it extra muddy. It's very slippery, it's rocky, and there's quite a lot of little detours that go off the main path to try and avoid the muddy bits. But even the detours are very muddy, so it's impossible, as I've discovered, to avoid the mud. So, despite the beauty of this valley, I should be quite glad to be off this particular path. Thankfully, I found that I was actually near the end of this difficult section, as I soon came out onto a lane. Following another path nearby, the route became much easier and pleasant, as my walk began to see more open countryside. Wow, I'm getting some fantastic views now. When Heartbeat used to be on, I did watch it, although I stopped after a while because it did go on for too long in my opinion. However, the bits I did see, I enjoyed more, not for the actual dramatic storylines, but because of the scenery, because I loved the scenic backdrop of the North York Moors in which it was filmed. However, watching it on the telly, is not the same as being here in person. It's all right marvelling at somewhere thinking, oh wow, that looks really pretty, but you really have to get out and see the place for yourself, as I've done today, and I really appreciate the North York Moors far more for coming here today. I eventually came out onto a tarmac track near Holland House Farm, from where there was a glorious panorama across the valley. From here, I followed the track across the beautiful open country of the North York Moors. So many places I've been to, travelled all over the years. Thought that I knew all my way round, thought I'd been everywhere. But today I found another new land to explore. So there will be always somewhere new that I can find. I see the purple moors all around, another new place to explore, another world for me to adore. Moorlands of white, purple heather, rooftops of red-coloured clay, valleys cut deep through the plateau, rivers and streams flowing free. So today I found this lovely new land to explore, and there will be always somewhere new that I can find. I see the purple moors all around, another new place to explore, another world for me to adore. Eventually I came to the Roman Road, one of the best preserved and most impressive stretches of ancient road in Britain. Its culverts and parallel ditches still clearly visible across the heathery hillside. It was once believed to have been built around 80 AD, part of a moorland route from the fort at Malton to the North Sea coast, possibly connecting with a chain of coastal signal stations. However, recent research has produced differing opinions, suggesting on the one hand that it may actually be a pre-Roman, or alternatively may date only from the end of the Roman occupation. Walking across the open and breezy expanse of Wheeldale Moor, I eventually turned sharp left along a path descending below Skivitt Crag to stepping stones across Wheeldale Beck below. Reaching Hunt House, I left the main track to bear right onto the moor, following a path leading back to Goathland. I see the purple moors all around, another new place to explore, another world for me to adore. My delightful walk was at an end as I arrived back in Goathland, passing the church and the Mallyan Spout Hotel. I consider today my first proper introduction to the North York Moors, and starting and ending my walk here in Goathland I think is the appropriate place for my introduction. Harpy country. I see the purple